All right. So I'm recording this video as I edit this week's video. All right. It's Thursday. I recorded the video on Monday. I was like, I'm going to start doing it on Mondays, get into this flow of like yada, 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 whatever. Okay. Here we are. It's Friday. I'm doing the edits to it. I would say final edits, but truth be told, I'm actually just now starting to sit down and edit. I'm listening to it. I'm feeling the vibe, and I hate it. And I say I hate it because I'm quiet. I'm talking like this. I'm nervous. And I'm nervous because I'm in a new environment. I'm in a new backyard, a new space. And like, 2 videos ago, the first video or second video, I talked about like the insecurity of like people hearing what I'm saying, like in real time, despite the fact that I'm putting things on to be heard. But when someone's hearing it in real time, I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna think I'm weird because I'm talking to a video camera. I don't know. So I was being extra awkward, and the vibe in the video, I was just like, I low-key hate this video. So I posted to my Instagram story. I was like, with my concerns, I was like, y'all, I'm kind of freaking out because in this video, I'm talking quiet. My stutter is apparent. I'm tripping over a lot of words. I'm like extra nasally. I'm not pronunciating properly, so it's hard to understand me. And so for me, I'm just like extra nitpicky and overanalyzing. I think adequately analyzing, whatever. So I post to my IG story with these concerns. I'm like, y'all, I'm gonna lay it out. And I had decided in my head, I'm just gonna re-record everything. I'm gonna re-record it. And that's what I put in the story too. It's like, I'm just torn between letting it be what it is or re-recording. And as I'm putting in the new battery to my GoPro and I'm putting back in my SIM card, someone DMs me, and you're gonna know who you are. And someone DMs me and they're like, basically just telling me like, your realness, your authenticity is what makes you you, so keep it. And you know what? Bet, I'm gonna keep it. So this is the intro to episode 3. And I hope y'all enjoy it. I'm doing my best with the audio, gonna make sure y'all can hear it pretty clearly. I would say read the captions due to my speech impediment, right? I legitimately have a speech impediment. It's not just me saying that. So I hope y'all enjoy the episode. I'm putting myself out there with this and trying not to be so perfect. And thank you for DMing me and telling me to be myself. So I'm gonna get back to editing. And when I'm done, y'all are gonna see this video. All right, so peace. I'm not actually entirely sure how well this is gonna work out because of what's happening behind me with sound, and the lighting in the house is just not what I want it to be. But we're gonna power through it. All right, what's up? Welcome back to Queer Truths Black Lens, yo. I've been gone for like 3 weeks. The move honestly took way more out of me than I thought. So I decided to not be a hypocrite, because at some point somebody tell y'all like, make sure you take care of yourself, put yourself first. You know, I put myself first, and I took a break and was able to like unpack and get settled in. Cause I have a lot of stuff. It's a tiny place, and it was like already like semi-furnished. So, and then my back like started to hurt, and I just couldn't like walk. Anyways, my point is, y'all, I'm back. I'm here, and I'm excited to talk to y'all. I was wrestling with updating you guys about the last 3 weeks or sticking to the topic of what I said I was going to talk about. in the previous video, and I think I'm going to stick to the topic. In episode 2, I broke down my work situation, what happened with that, and subtle manipulative ways, subtle toxic ways that can be present in your work environment that you may not notice, especially if you've had way more toxic jobs before. Some of those ways now are a little bit subtle. So with me acknowledging that is kind of acknowledging the fact that I'm not entirely sure I have the capacity to work for someone else right now. I need to be making money off my own creativity, off my own skills. And that's what I want to talk about. So let's get into it. All right. Gotta stop that vaping. But all right, let's get into it. This is episode 3. We're going to call it Hustle and Create, okay? Hustle and create, baby. I am Jaye Maverick. You can call me Jaye, or you can call me Mav. If you've met me based on social media, you probably call me Mav. If you've met me because of my poetry, you probably call me Mav. If you've met me in any other scenario, you probably call me Jaye or Jay. You can call me Jaye, you can call me Mav. And let's get into it. So what does being broke mean to me? Man, that has changed over the last year, honestly, drastically. I used to be that person who was stuck in this cycle of, man, fuck the government, they're the reason why I'm broke, which yes, I still heavily believe that, always will. But I don't want to sit in that anymore, in the sense of, okay, if that's the truth, if that's the reality, then how can we make this reality become a positive for me? I used to be sitting in the brokenness, being so negative about it, but reality is everyone's broke. Unless you have some $300,000 a year job, no one has money right now. The inflation is insane. So in the last year, my view it did a 360 and then did another 180. It's shifted that much. So now I just think being broke is inevitable, but I'm not gonna let it make me so I guess sad anymore. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that I'm not scared about where my money is gonna come from for this next bill, that next bill, whatever, starting to pay rent again, which is fine. I've paid rent for over a decade now. But now it's more so okay, if I'm going to be broke with a part-time job, with a full-time job, with whatever, if I'm still going to be broke and all these jobs are making me incredibly unhappy, how can I be broke and become happy? And that has been my goal, is being broke and becoming happy. So I've been really pushing into my creativity lately. Entered that poetry competition that you saw in the last video, and right now I'm actually writing a poetry manuscript to enter this competition, and the competition's grand prize is, that's gonna help me out with rent for a bit. So that's really pushing my creativity in the sense of I have to write between 40 to 120 pages of poetry by February 3rd at the latest, to even compete for this prize, and then it gets judged and all these things. And so that's been pushing my brain, because I've never written 40 pages of poem in this, or 40, whatever, 220 pages of poetry in this short amount of time. I started doing this 2 weeks ago, probably when we first moved into this right before we moved into this place. So maybe 3 weeks ago I started. and that's giving me 2 months to write it, and it's a challenge. But because I don't have a job technically, and because that money is so like great, I want to push myself to do this. Another way that I've tried to counteract a lot of this is, pushing myself with my cooking. Like, I sell Nigerian food, and I did not grow up eating the food in the slightest. I didn't start eating it until late adult life. And that's just on my mom being adopted and not knowing her family history, so therefore it reflected into me not knowing my family history. We've got more of our family history knowledge, so that's where that came in sort of later in my life. It's like, oh, I wanted to, explore this Nigerian side of me that I never really knew per se was a part of me. I just always had like questions and guesses about what kind of black I am, you know what I'm saying? Which that's a topic we'll have to get to a different day. But I've been selling my food. I've been pushing myself to cook like once a week and selling those dishes and trying to make money that way. So that's really changed my outlook on what being broke means as well, because now I'm like, I've got people who are wanting to support. I am actually pushing myself to push myself, holding myself accountable. Accountability is also major in the sense of, I did not want to record today. I spent all last night just throwing up, right? Trash can literally full of puke. Funny story, like, Shauna was helping me out, they're taking care of me, and they went to go dump the trash can. And it fell, and I threw up and everywhere. Gross. But I spent all last night like throwing up, from like 9 p.m. until like 2 a.m., right? And I didn't want to record today, like, at all. I haven't been feeling 100% today either, but accountability. I wrote it in my planner that today is a requirement for me to record because I know I have a busy week ahead. So while I'm aware that I will probably never get paid off doing YouTube, it doesn't mean that me doing these videos won't lead me to someone else, to lead me to something else to get paid, you know what I mean? So I had to hold myself accountable and come out here today, which I'm happy I'm doing it. Like, it feels good out. The sun's actually helping. So accountability is major in shifting my thinking of being broke. And just also acceptance, like knowing that I'm going to be broke, but not accepting it in the sense of that I want this to be my forever lifestyle. Just knowing that, yeah, this is it right now, but doesn't mean you can't work hard. So cliche, work hard, you'll get what you want. I just want enough money to pay my bills. I'm not trying to be some millionaire. If I ever become a millionaire, I won't be one just as quickly because I'm gonna be giving that money away. It's no point in me having that much money, unless I'm giving it to people. So it was accountability, acceptance. That's what I want. Like, I'm in an AA meeting. I can make those jokes because I'm a recovering addict. And I've done that 12-step shit. Taking the drug classes, it really helps. Like, it actually deadass helps. It's actually kind of annoying. I was like, man, y'all gonna make me pay for these bullshit drug classes? Turn my life around. But acceptance, and I don't, acceptance and complacency, pretty sure that's what I mean, are not what I mean, like acceptance in the sense of, yeah, what I was saying, this is my current reality, and also having that motivation to wanting to shift my reality and change it into what I want it to be. Also, like manifestation, however you want to call it, whether you believe in God or whatever. If you believe in God, I'm really not sure while you're watching my videos, but alright, you can watch them if you want. I'm not going to bash anybody for what they believe in, but whatever phrase you want to call it, prayer, manifestation, I don't even know what else, but just speaking into my life what I know will be true, because I know in the past I've spoken so much negativity about what's going to happen, and it's came true. So it's about high time I speak positivity into my life consistently, and then positive things will start happening consistently. So that's my whole broke spiel about what being broke means to like me. And I guess the next spiel about brokenness I can go into is like almost the inevitability of being black and broke is what it feels like. But before I get into that, with that first half, I want y'all to, in a sense, do what I'm doing, but I don't want it to be, you're gonna be so mentally unwell or unstable because the stress of not having a job and not having money. I'm doing it because I've had a job and I've not had money. I've had jobs and all my money has just gone to all my bills, and then I'm back to zero and I can't even enjoy my life because my job takes away from my life. And at the age of 31, I feel like it's time for me to make money off things I enjoy, you know. I'll say this probably a lot if you follow my social media, but I understand money exists, but I don't believe it's real. I know I got Mr. Krabs' first dollar back here, but I believe money, yeah, we have to use it as currency for like corporations and businesses like that, but when it comes to community, like the barter system is how we need to be thriving. If I have food and you have a pair of sandals and you don't need those sandals and I don't need this food, nigga, let's trade, you know, like simple. So my whole point in saying that too is like, please go for your dreams. It's never too early to go for your dreams, and it's never too late to go for your dreams. I know it's like cliche and bullshit, and my dreams haven't been achieved, you know, per se. I guess my dreams have been achieved. Those goals within the dreams haven't been achieved. But if you go for what you want, I promise it'll make you happier. It's not the cure-all for everything, but man, with everything that's happening in the world, it's about time we stop living for others and just kind of start living for ourselves. And then when we live for ourselves, it's going to be so much easier to help others that we were wanting to live for. But let's get into this next spiel. And this is important to say. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Not to the point where I'm making YouTube videos about it and dissecting this, that, and the other. I like to dissect those things though. I'm an Aquarius. I'm actually on the cusp of Pisces Aquarius. Excuse me. So I like to inspect things a lot. So when I say the inevitability of being black and broke, I mean like there's a specific system designed to keep people like us down. I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of the system and how it's designed that way, mostly because I feel like most of y'all who are watching this video already know about that, and if you don't know about it, there's so many other like YouTube videos about it, so you can easily go research it yourself. And I also don't want to misspeak facts over my opinion. So that's also why I don't want to like get into the deepness of that. But I will say, I do believe that the system is inherently designed to bring us down. And I mostly say that too because I've reconnected with my mom as of like last week. And I can tell you a semi-video about why we disconnected. I won't get into crazy details because some of those things are probably between me and her, but one of these days I want to talk about black moms and black daughter relationships anyway, so we can talk about it more then. But we recently reconnected, and something she said kind of like stuck with me, and it's like kind of affirming that I think I'm on my right path. Not saying that the path that I'm on is right for everyone, but for me specifically it feels like the right path. But she was like, in regards to her working, she was like, I did everything right and it got me essentially nowhere, which is high-key true. She worked the system from the ground up, like worked from, she was a school teacher, she worked at like motels, cleaning, front desk stuff. She a special education school teacher. She did a lot. She essentially then she started her own business, and because of these the stripping of these like nonprofit grants for DEI, her job is now like null and void. It's not there anymore, and a bunch of her contracts got pulled because of this new election, essentially because of who is about to be in power. So yeah, she did it all right, just for what? It doesn't make sense. So got me just thinking, like, I feel like I did everything right when it comes to working, at least in the restaurant industry, from the ground up, and it got me also nowhere. But I don't want to, dig too deep into like the restaurant industry stuff. But I will say, like, so the insecurity that I've been pushing past these last few weeks, to be honest, look, all these nuts and a Playboy. But anyways, is asking for help, man. There was a point in my life where I didn't mind it, okay? And then I feel like there was a point in my life where I felt so much shame based off the reasoning. I don't know, but excuse me. But I felt so much shame, like, asking for help. And, now that I'm older, it's inevitable to need help. And you'd be surprised at how many people are willing and wanting to help. Because a lot of times, it isn't about the money. If I need some dish soap and I have 10 hangers to give away, you're going to take these 10 hangers and I'm going to take that dish soap. You know what I mean? Like, help in that way. Like, literally, like, mutual aid. And Shauna's really big into that as well. And, I've always been big into, I guess I just never knew the name for it. Because of my non-belief in, what is that? Money. I don't know what that is. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it here, and I just want to encourage y'all to really, with this new year coming up, just like make a list of like your dreams, and then make a list of your goals, and then just slowly start chipping away at those things you need to start doing to achieve it. And a lot of the times you'll kind of realize, unless you have a job that you love, that's what you need to get rid of. Like, you can't stick to things and people that don't want your success. Like, my old boss would say that she would want my success, but when it came to me wanting to step down to do my own thing for my own success, it became an issue. So don't keep people around like that in your life. Don't think you're less than because someone doesn't want to support you. Don't think you're less than because someone else doesn't want to follow the same path that you're on. You're on your path for your reason. And I'm on my path for my reason. I'm trying to repave that motherfucker, because damn, that shit was bumpy. But whatever planet just went into Aquarius, so apparently I'm Gucci. It's a Mercury retrograde. It's Metro upgrade, cell phone plan. Metro booming wants some more, nigga. But anyways, all that just to say, like, man, I wanted to be a poet since I was like 10. I wrote my mom, I think, my first poem when I was like 10. And here I am, like 2 decades later, writing a manuscript. That being a poet has literally always been a goal of mine. I thought, because based off the movies that I used to watch, that Johnny Depp movie where he's like a writer in the house, I thought if you were like an author or a writer, people just paid for your life and you got to just like sit and write all day. I was like, oh, I'll be in my 2-story house just all day. And then I learned that's not the life of a writer. Not all writers, at least. So my reality had shifted, but I'm writing a fucking manuscript, like, I'm gonna win, but let's say that did not happen. I'm still so proud of myself. And then now after that, I'll have between 40 to 120 poems to submit to a bunch of other competitions for, however many months, years, days, weeks that'll get me through. So be scared, like, accept that fear and push yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Accept the all the negatives that come with it, and then let those go, and then move forward. Push yourself. Like, you got this. I got this. We got this. So I'm gonna sign off my pretty boy swag, and I will catch y'all next week. It's Sunday for y'all, but today's Monday for me. I'm changing up my scheduling so that way I don't miss any more episodes, because of that editing time's not enough. So happy Sunday to y'all. It is it's nice to be back, and then I'll see y'all next week. Peace.